So Intuit won. They bopped you on the head enough times, and now you've converted from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online, and they got what they wanted. What did you get out of it? Well, you got a more modern interface, the ability to access it remotely from anywhere in the world, and a couple other really great, nice-to-have features. Something you didn't get is the ability to use sales orders. It's not a feature in QuickBooks Online. And if you're shocked by this, you are not alone. There are a ton of other business owners who are shocked by this exact same problem, and they're posting all about them on the QuickBooks forums. In this video, I'm going to explain what a sales order is and why you use them, and then explain a couple ways that you can get sales orders back if you're using QuickBooks Online. So what is a sales order and why would you use them? A sales order accomplishes a couple tasks. One of them is to be that in-between step between giving an estimate to your customer and then invoicing your customer. Another thing that sales orders do is track your open orders. So to say, these are the orders that customers are expecting and that we have to fulfill. Sales orders are also non-posting, meaning they do not hit your financials. They are just a means to track an order that's been placed that has not been fulfilled. Sales orders will also reserve inventory. So if you have 10 widgets in stock ready to be sold, but then you have a sales order that reserves 2 of those for a future order to be fulfilled, then you will see that you only really have 8 that can be sold. Yet another helpful thing that sales orders do is tell you what you need to order. So let's say you don't hold on to inventory and everything you order is either drop shipped or something that you order per sales order coming in. In this scenario, you would be able to see that a sales order exists, but you don't have the inventory for it. So you need 4 items and you have 0 items. That allows you to create a purchase order for those 4 items to fulfill that sales order and get the inventory in that your customer needs. You can also use a single sales order to create multiple invoices. Let's say that you're billing over time or that you have to buy a couple items now, a couple items later, and you're going to ship them out in 2 batches. Sales orders allow you to fulfill them part way. So you could say, I have 5 of these items now, I'm going to ship out, pull out 5 from the sales order, and we know we need 2 more to send out whenever the vendor gets more in stock. So it allows you to track your partially completed orders. All of these great features might make you wonder, why did Intuit not put sales orders in QuickBooks Online? One of the often cited reasons for why QuickBooks had this glaring omission from their online product is that they wanted to use third parties to bolt onto QuickBooks Online and just provide the core accounting experience. So that's why it's quite a shock for people that come from QuickBooks Desktop that has a fully featured system to find out that they have to make their own software stack suddenly. So what's a business owner to do about this problem? Well, if you've just switched from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online and you need sales orders, it might not be too late to pump the brakes and see if you can go back to QuickBooks Desktop. QuickBooks Enterprise is the only supported desktop application from Intuit these days, and it's great. It's supported, it has development, and it has a future life. QuickBooks is really trying to push people towards the online solution, but it's not perfect for everyone. If it's not too late to go back to Enterprise or a desktop product, I would really consider it. It's still a great product. If your challenges are that you can't access it remotely easy enough, check out my video on how to access QuickBooks Desktop remotely. If you can't go to QuickBooks Desktop and it's too late and you're going to stay on QuickBooks Online, there are a couple of great options. Like I mentioned earlier, you can get a third-party tool to bolt onto QuickBooks Online and use it for your inventory management. This would be something like Fishbowl or Katana Inventory Management. Both of those programs are powerful and complex. I'm not an expert at either of them, and I'm sure there are great YouTube videos. I wanted to talk about another option that's a little bit more on the simple side. It doesn't do the inventory management part, but it does have sales orders. Okay, here we are in the estimate home screen of Method. We're going to create the estimate first, convert it to a sales order, and then use it from there. So I'm going to create a new estimate here and pick my customer. So this is going to look a little familiar if you've used estimates or sales orders or invoices in any QuickBooks platform. It's asking for customer information and the items below. So we're going to say they need a pizza oven. Let's call it 2 for good measure. And we're going to quote them on these 2 ovens. So we're going to save this. And when I save it, it's going to actually go straight to QuickBooks immediately so that you can use it in either platform. So let's go to QuickBooks and see, and there it is. So if I open it up, I'll see that it matches my total amount and my transaction information from before. So now let's convert it to a sales order, assuming that the customer has accepted this estimate. At the bottom, you'll see there's a create option, and I can create a sales order or an invoice. In QuickBooks Online, you have to go straight to an invoice. You can't obviously go to a sales order. In Method, I'm going to click Create Sales Order here, and it's going to convert that automatically to a sales order. So from here, I can make updates if I need to, and I can also print it or email it straight to the customer. One of the benefits I talked about earlier is managing your open sales orders. So I'm going to click at the home screen right here and look at my sales orders. Currently, I see 3 sales orders in here, and I can change that view to look at just open sales orders, or I can look at closed sales orders, of which I have none right now. So let's look at what it takes to close a sales order. So let's assume that I got these 2 ovens in from the vendor and I want to close out this sales order, convert it to an invoice, and bill the customer for it. We're going to open it up, scroll to the bottom, and under here, this Create tab again, I'm going to say Create Invoice. I have the option to check off which items that I want to send to QuickBooks Invoice. If I want to invoice all of them right now or just a few, I can do that right here. So I'm going to click the pizza oven and then do Create Invoice. And suddenly I have my invoice here. So this is going to go straight to QuickBooks, and then you can pick up your invoicing process from there in QuickBooks if you'd like. So let's look at this invoice on QuickBooks. So if I go over here to my invoice section, you should see it there. And there it is, the $50,000 one right there. So this is just one example of a way to track sales orders with QuickBooks Online using Method. And if this sales order technique solves your problem, well, guess what? You also get a whole CRM that comes with it. In my opinion, one of the best ones that works with QuickBooks because you get so much data available for you there. You can see all your customer history. You also have the ability to customize Method to do basically anything you can think of. So it grows really well with your business as it scales. I put a link to a trial in the video description for my referral code if you'd like to try Method out. If you have questions about this, please post them below. I'd love to answer them. And thanks for watching.